Topia, welcome in. I hope you're having a good daytime, evening, morning / time zone. Congratulations on getting first. I literally could not wait to play Stanley Parable again because I got it fixed compared to last stream. Sorry, I'm mildly choking. So I literally can only potentially stream for a little over an hour, and then I have to go do something. I'm coming back later to stream again to play Stanley Parable. But yeah, I managed to fix it in OBS, and I was like, oh man, I really want to stream this right now, so I couldn't wait any longer. But yeah, I'm trying to get this all set up here. Mic sounds good. Spotify is not too loud. I might turn that off once the game starts. You're strapping in. Chat, we're so locked in. I'm gonna put Pride Sleepy away. What else am I missing? I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Put this away. And then there, it's the game! Alright, Spotify, shut up. Spotify, shut up. Spotify, Spotify! Stop it! Alright, it's Stanley time. Hold on. I don't know what just happened there with OBS. Okay. Let me know if the game is too loud. I have not messed with any of those settings. I'm so ready. This is my first ever playthrough of this. I'm low-key so hella excited. The end is loading. There's a long load bar, just saying. Alright.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Forgot to put subtitles on.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Is that supposed to be...
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Isn't there like an achievement to just stand here and not do anything? I know there's a bucket achievement. That's as much as I really do know about this game. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh. Save power, you know?
Stanley went
Nice.
around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment. When Stanley came to a set of
let's
2
go.
open doors,
Kira!
he entered the door on his left.
Hi, Kira. On my left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, you know me so well. I just want to stop by the employee lounge, say hi to all of my employees.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I want a soda. Give me my cold drink.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Yeah.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, hold on, I'm doing the wrong one. There we go. Friends, if you're not following Kira, legally, what are you doing here? Kira's so happy, positive, cool, and funny.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
This game is definitely not sending me a message. Hi, you're welcome. Copy. Alright, fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Really? Do you all think I'm powerful?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, see, I know this part.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yes.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stan. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Oh, yes.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard. I wonder if these are like actually real people. Was that Mussolini? Objectively ranked 9,328th out of 9,328th players worldwide. Why not ask some friends for help? I also love this guy's voice.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
I'll give it at least a
Again,
2.
Honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Oh, shit.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, thanks for waiting.
In this game...
Oh, yes, this is the part I was waiting for.
Towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley.
I hope you're having a good day,
going to
morning slash
build a
time
house.
zone.
This will go here. No, here. And then...
This guy's really bad at Minecraft.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Wait a minute, how did that not work? 1 second. There you go. You're so confused. Yeah, no, this is one of the many endings.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect?
But yeah, friends, if you're not already following Netsters, I highly encourage it. Netsters actually, pause the game again. Netsters made two of my, in my opinion, most used emotes. My heart and my wave, and I love both of them.
Build it out of diamond. Diamond everything.
Diamonds
Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh, sick, yeah. This cave right here.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, not at all.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
What? I was having fun. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Although I realized that, so I couldn't get Stanley Parable to work last time on stream. Oh my god, I love this game.
Yes!
But I just got it to work, and I literally could not wait to play it.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out.
I can only stream for like
it's
a little bit, about an hour-ish.
Any better myself.
A little bit.
What is this game even supposed to be? I can't
But I will
figure it
go
out.
do my thing and then come back and then immediately continue.
Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Also, hello Marie, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day, morning / evening or time zone. Ah, yes. My favorite games of all time.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you.
I legit can't see anything. Oh. This is just like the back rooms. Chat, should I play the Backrooms? Doesn't feel like a game that I would play. I'd be more interested in doing the multiplayer Backrooms. Oh man, I just went back to where I started. Oh, I died.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice.
I am.
And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh. Oh, look at a brand new game I've never seen before.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside of you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. That's so true. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some blevel on all the text. Everyone is unique, you most of all. Numbers of slides on this slide. Charts and slides. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Charts, numbers, rate of increasing graphics per slide. Please no more charts, I'm begging. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out the triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, what are your dreams for future? Success, talk radio, mitosis, a boat, football, pollution, less air, spring break. Tips for not getting fired. Okay.
Stanley just stood there doing
Pioneer,
nothing at all.
welcome in.
He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
This is my first
This is why
ever
Stanley
playthrough.
and I are on such good terms.
Also, thank you for the hydrate. This is my first ever playthrough of this, and I tried getting it to work on stream a few days ago, and for some reason it wasn't popping up on OBS. So I was like, okay, I'll fix it later, and I'll figure it out. Well, I figured it out, and I was like, I legitimately cannot wait to play this game. Yes, there we go. Okay, that's perfect. And I have to leave in like little under an hour. So I'm going to end stream, go do my thing, come back, and then immediately
Stanley stepped into the broom
continue
closet,
playing
but
this
there was
game.
nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I will not spoil this. It is very fun. I know some of the achievements, like the one I'm trying to get right now.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
Welcome, hello,
just an
Epic,
empty
welcome
broom closet.
in.
No reason to still be here.
I hope you're having a good day. Day, evening / time zone.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
Also,
He
friends, if
wasn't
you're not
even
following
doing
Pioneer,
anything.
I highly recommend
At least
doing
if there
so.
was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
No, I hope you're having a good day. I am having a good day. I got Stanley Parable to work on stream.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
So I've never played this game before, and I literally just bought it. I know
Maybe
it's
to you,
a while
this is
old.
somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and
That's gonna
ugly
be the
and
main
really,
message.
really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also,
One day
Stanley's
puppers will
addicted
come out
to
of the
drugs
closet.
and hookers.
Never. But yeah, no. So I've never played this
Well,
game,
I've come
and
to
I
a
know
very
it's relatively
definite
old. I'm going to
conclusion
talk
about
over
what's
him
going
now.
on right now. You're dead.
But
You got to this
I
broom
wanted
closet,
to at
explored
least
it a bit, and we're just
try
about
it.
to leave because there's
Although
nothing here.
I know, like,
When a physical
to me, the
malady of
hype for
some
this game is
sort
not over,
shut down
but
your
it
central
is
nervous
relatively
system,
old.
and you
And there was
collapse
literally
on
like
keyboard.
5 people streaming this game
Well,
when
in a
I put
situation
it
like
in
this,
my
the
game category.
responsible thing is to alert someone
But
nearby
I was like, man,
so as
I
to
really need to
ensure
play
that your
this.
body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The
Person at this computer is dead.
He or she has fallen prey
Thank
to
you.
any number of your
Or they.
countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, you too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. Fish?
Fish?
Fungus?
Shawnee,
Look,
welcome
you can hammer out the
in.
details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition is my first ever stream. Oh, nice. Damn, poor puppers, you died. I know. Also, Shawnee, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day, morning, evening / time zone. Is that it? Is that all to the broom closet ending? Cool card pup. I used to have that one in my phone case for the longest time. Cool card. Am I missing something? Since you asked, yes, that is it. Okay. Thank you, Pioneer. Appreciate the help.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. I'm missing the keypad. Oh.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Oh, I pressed 8 over and over. Oh shit, my bad.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
All right, we'll try it. We'll try it again. I know there's many endings to this game. Once we get this one, we'll go back and we'll do that. Listen, I know I'm a goon.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, sick!
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Bye. Six seven. Oh, I'm gonna die.
As the machine whirred into motion,
Oh,
Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise. It reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Very well.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Right, now that happened, chat, if you're not following Charlie Binsburg, perhaps I make you a proposition. You follow Charlie Binsburg, and I don't release my full gamer energy on you. Does that sound fair,
And yet it would be
chat?
just a few minutes before Stanley would
Does that
restart the
sound fair,
game back in his
princesses?
office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
God damn it. Yay. That sounds super fair. You are so right. I'm gonna be working while I work, but this game is so silly. I love it. This game is so silly that I quite literally, I have something to do in like about 40-ish minutes. I'm gonna run, go do that, then come back and start stream again. Because I finally got this game to work and I literally could not wait to play it. Vending model? Oppie Puppy, welcome, or Oppie Poppy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Did you manage, I'm curious, did you manage to finish your playthrough of Me-Side? Also, you should go check out Oppie Poppy. Uh-oh. The timer's about to run out. Oh. You did? You died? Oh. Did you go back with the code, though? It took me a hot second to figure it out, but the code you got at the end of the game was to save yourself.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
Perhaps not.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
This is just like Slay the Princess. That is another game that's on my list of games to play. We reset her, but we still got poked. Oh. It took me a second too, but the boots, Slay Boots cunt. The boots? I read that while I was trying to say. I'm looking around to see nothing. None of my buttons do anything. Except for that one. Oh, I get it. Oh, this is the same game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, let's see if we can get back to the boss's office.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this.
Hydrate,
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, we got this chat. Alright, it was press 8.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. but his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind
I was
of
going to keep seeing if he was going to say anything.
So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Feel the vibe, everybody? Yeah? Get your flashlights out. Wave your arms in the air. Should I explain where that comes from? Yes.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Was there like a separate game, or was that a reference to something later in the game?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm not going to do that. It's the code for that version. Oh, 888 comes from the Stanley Parable demo. It's the code for that. Oh! That's cool.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength?
I love how this game thought of literally everything. Oh, the door opened.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Why was 104
Each
fired?
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
All right, 247. So I'm right down there at the bottom. And it has me staring at some file cabinets.
This mind control facility, it
Right
was
there.
too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all
Like
this
267,
time?
am
Was
I
this the
right?
only reason he was happy with his
64,
boring job? That his emotions had been
267.
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh wait, we'll see if I can find 67. There's 67. 67, 67, 67, 67, 67, 67, 67. What is that? Like filing cabinets? I want to I love the ones that are say fired. But they still show the camera in office.
No. He refused to believe it.
We
He
won!
couldn't accept it. His own
won,
life
we won,
in
we
someone
won.
else's
Pirate.
control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
We won, we won, we won, we won.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored
Oh, this
and
seems like it's gonna
commanded
be
from
really
this
hard.
very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So there's 5. That's 4. 3. I'm gonna assume you're 2 and 1. I'm gonna start at 1. Three was over here. 3. Four. 5. Or is it in reverse? I feel like this is something. Ooh. Four. 3. 2. 1. Alright, there was a computer over here that was on. Or disabled. Okay.
And when at last he found the blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
I did it!
Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Yay!
Freedom was mere moments away.
I see birds.
Yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
That's all I needed to know.
The only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Can't spell grass without ass.
And Stanley was happy.
Yay! It only took me like 53 minutes. Yay!
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Yay,
All
I
because
love
he
loops.
believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Fuck! Ad start in 2.5 minutes.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Welcome in.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, did you know that I think Charlie's first stream back is actually tomorrow?
Stanley decided to go to the
although I
meeting
forget
to
that
check
time.
on his co-workers. He never
Great job,
functioned
Diane
well
Poppers.
by
High five!
himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
3 p.m.
just
PST.
to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of
that
art.
does not stand for
But
Pupper
eager
Standard
to
Time.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I'm holding.
Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
1 second, chat. Hello? Okay. You gotta start working. Bye, Puppers. Have a good stream. Well, we are about to actually rate out because I do need to start getting ready to go. I just looked down at the time and realized I went 7 minutes past when I needed to stop. But I just have a quick doctor's appointment. Gonna run, do that, and then come back and we'll get continuing with Stanley Parable. But I will end stream here. Oh man, everybody that's in ads is missing all of that. I don't think anybody should be in ads. But here, let me go back here. Let me go to this. Spotify. Okay. Welcome back for those who were captured in ads. I realized I went 7 minutes past when I was supposed to. So we're gonna do a quick raid and run. Hold on, I got a funny message here.
Okay, so this is the exact message that the guy said. If you don't have my emotes, then we'll do this. Go ahead, use that. But we're gonna be rating Royal Milk, who's playing Fields of Mistrio right now. Royal Milk. Her pronouns are she, they. You can either call them Milk or Royal. Either is okay. But I've never had the opportunity to rate into Milk. But we are aware of each other. We've just never actually done anything together. And I think it would be super hella cool if Milk and I did something sometime. So we're going to be nice. I'm going to rate into Milk. So grab whatever message applies to you. We're going to rate out. And then, like I said, I will see you in about an hour or so, okay? So I will see you eventually. But until then, go join Milk's stream. Give them all the hype, support, and love that they deserve in the world. And yeah. This channel is intended for mature audiences. That's fair. Everyone be nice to Milk. Milk is super awesome, super cool. Okay? Alright. I'll see you in an hour. Bye-bye. Grab your raid message. Love you all. Bye-bye.